Louisa Barton with the Horse Talk Show, and I have Tricia Sybersma with us from HeartWorks. Tricia, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you on with us.
Well, thank you, Louisa. It's really lovely to be here. Horses and all things horses have so many layers. I am now concentrating on giving my little herd of horses an expression, a different type of expression. I'm the founder of HeartWorks, where 8 of our horses paint healing art for people.
I love that. Horses are definitely healers. There's no doubt in my life many times how glad and grateful and thankful I've been to have a horse to just go and stand with and just feel that positive energy. And throughout all of my life, and even in my careers currently, I find I see on a daily basis all of the healing that we have this wonderful opportunity to share. And I just love what you do. And I love that we can share with the Horse Talk Show audience. So
Thank you.
my first question for you, Tricia, is, and I know this very well because of periods in my life where I haven't been able to ride for one reason or another, but I've always had my horse and for visits. And to me, a horse is so much more than just an animal that we ride. There's such a huge value beyond riding. And I'd like to know what that kind of means to you.
Absolutely. And I too have had seasons in my life where I'm riding, where I'm not riding for, all the different reasons, my reasons, horses' reasons, circumstance reasons. But, horses to me, they're companions. They're companions and they're healers and they're teachers. And so having horses in my life, I'm on this ever ending journey of actually self-development and learning about myself. What are they teaching me about my definition of companionship? Can I just be in their space and let them be them without an agenda? Where does mine go when I'm trying to seek stillness? And they help me find stillness. They help us ground. And they're also energetic mirrors into where we are in our own self-development journey,
That is
and
so
challenge
true.
us. Yeah, and
Hmm.
challenge us to continue to kind of stretch and evolve and dig deeper and ground more and look at them from a higher level of perspective.
And the mirror is exactly spot on, so much so that our emotions affect the horse, either positive or negative, which just really shows how much of a mirror they actually are to us. And I want to kind of expound on that a little bit with the how do horses support emotional healing? And they do support so many different parts of healing, but emotional healing is to me is a really good example of one of the areas I have really felt that my horse has been able to do that, even for me at difficult times in my life.
Right. Yes, huge topic. But I think we can really address it by in two ways. The science of it. Horses emit 5 times more electromagnetic energy just biologically from their heart than we do. Being prey animals, they desire calm, they desire consistency, and to feel in a safe space. So they're wired to be in a state of coherence. And coherence is a state where all our systems are working in harmony. Then, when we enter into their space or even gaze on their pictures and be close to them in any way we can be, they're transmitting this coherent state. And so it helps us shift into coherence because look at their herds. They want a coherent herd. When we enter their space, where we are entering into their herd. So they want us to be coherent as well. So they use what's available to them and embracing us in their heart energy, coherence energy to help us uh, shift into that.
That's so true. And also, just even sometimes you don't even know what you're carrying, but you're carrying something with you, and how they are able to help us just really release that. And, 10 minutes with my horse is an absolute game changer. The endorphins that I feel inside myself and the positive. that I feel, even if it's just a brief encounter, it's amazing how it brings out your authentic self and lifts off you all of that energy that maybe you're carrying, you don't even know you're carrying.
Well, and that brings up a really great point because horses live in the present moment. So when we're with them, we enter into this realm of the present moment. And when we're entering into that present moment, what just happened and what is about to happen don't exist. And so it creates this experience of being able to rest in that present moment when all we have is ourselves, the environment that we're in, be it pasture, barn, wherever we are, and the horse and their beingness, them breathing. Maybe there's, they're checking us out, they're allowing us to touch them. And that interaction in the present moment is a deep place of rest for our nervous system.
That's right. And the connection that brings, and you've mentioned it as a superpower for well-being when the heart, mind, and body are all in sync. And that is so true. And how does a listener actually begin to experience this today, right where they are?
The coherence, simple, quickest way is put your hand on your heart and center of your chest area and just say hello to your heart. Just that quick awareness and reminder that we do have this amazing energetic, not just organ, but portal into different layers of love energy, electromagnetic energy, and coherence energy, just by remembering, oh, okay, every one of us has a heart. And simply by placing our hand there and remembering that, will start the shift into that coherent state. And then to bring one step further, if you imagine your breath flowing in and out of your heart, that's actually called heart focused breathing, which is a HeartMath term. I am a HeartMath certified instructor. And so focusing our breath there and breathing in and out of our heart will complete the shift. And all of a sudden, we've created space. We've created space for ourselves, our immediate environment, and especially for our horses when they are close to us while we are shifting into that coherence.
Yeah, slowing down, that stillness. Sometimes I forget to breathe. Breathe. If you have a horse, you're fortunate enough to have a horse, go stand by your horse without an agenda and just have that stillness and that connection and take that time to just slow down. Something that we as humans in today's world do not do enough.
Yeah, and there's really great information when we do that. Watch where your mind goes. Not to get too sciencey, but our nervous system is going to start poking us and say, you should be thinking about this, and you should be thinking about that, and you should be busy, you should be moving your feet. And when that happens to me, it's good information, because it's like, what am I thinking about? Why do I want to move my feet? And it's such a reminder that just like teaching a language between us and our horses in the training process, especially done in the holistic natural way, we can also use that same approach with our nervous system. And so it becomes this really wonderful synchronicity where we're learning how to be in the present moment. And then the horse just goes, oh, thank goodness they're learning how to be in the present moment.
Let's have a card for our listeners and viewers, shall we?
Yes, I've just picked a card painted by Gwen. Gwen is one of our HeartWorks horses. And the message is, you have the answer. When you have a question, you also have the answer. When you start a journey, you already know the route. When you think of a destination, you are already there. When you feel empowered by a purpose, you're going deeper into what you've already done before. So you have the answer to your coherence in your relationship with your horse.
I love that. Tricia, thank you so much. You can check out more at HeartWorks, and you can follow Tricia and learn more about what she does. And we are going to have another episode coming up with Tricia, and we are going to be talking a lot about horses and art and horses that create art. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.